Fort Worth, Countdown, USA. It's The Dean Show with your host, Dean Gosby. I'm John Fallon, along with Gil the Music Guy. Man who had no trick-or-treaters come to his house for Halloween, it's Dean Gosden. Monologue of the first season. And now, back for more monologue torture with his final monologue of 2014. Here's Dino!
If you saw the Johnson family mortuary mess up, if that's a better word, I guess they got evicted from their deal and left some merchandise behind, if you will.
Boy.
And I guess they talked to they went over and interviewed one of the Johnson family people, and they said that we did that. But we have no idea anything about Casey Kasem, so. Yeah. So anyway, in case you didn't know, Casey Kasem's body has disappeared.
Yeah. Last monologue, Gil.
Yeah.
Gil doesn't talk much.
No.
He's kind of a
Focused on his work.
to himself kind of guy. Yeah.
Ah, boy. How you doing?
Ah, terrific.
Yeah.
Yourself?
This is getting to be like a job, ain't it?
Bought a horse.
Hey.
I got a horse. Yeah.
Ah.
What do you think about that? Ridden him a couple of times. Then we decided to do this show again, and I haven't seen him since.
Sure.
So how much success? I mean, do you get success? I mean, do you
Oh yeah,
catch fish?
there are runs. You watch the birds,
Right.
and the birds will start diving in there to go after the smaller fish, and then you know that the bigger fish are going to come in after the smaller fish,
Really?
and that's when it's a good time to.
And
to
you know,
go
and,
for
you,
'em, so.
and what do you catch? I mean, what do you catch from the shore? Is what
Blues.
you're talking about.
You can get pretty good bluefish. Small. I've seen people catch small sharks,
Really?
stingrays,
No kidding.
different kinds of rays.
Right.
Catch a lot of stuff on the Jersey Shore. It's remarkable.
I've heard of the whitefish.
Yeah. Coney Island
Coney
whitefish.
Island.
Yeah. Okay. Right.
That's another day and another story, I think. But anyway. All right, my first guest, you've probably seen around town. Guy's been doing this for about 11 years. He's been with Denzel Washington, Edward James Olmos. Please welcome Edgar Adarola. Please welcome Tom Young. She's currently doing Steel Magnolias at the Plaza Theater in Cleburne. Please welcome Trisha Zaytoon. And I did one time go to the Long Beach Grand Prix, and
that's a beautiful Grand Prix then.
I guess. I mean, we had 50 yards of track, and every 20 minutes the cars went by. So I didn't. By the time the cars came by a second time, I didn't know who had been in the first. In the first. But I've
30 plus commercials, 15 plus independent films, 4 Hollywood films. It's like, I think I'm on the track here.
Yeah, no kidding. I've been doing this for I don't know, since the 90s, and I don't have but like about a third of that on mine. So nice going. That's all I can say is nice going. And where did your interest in animals come? I saw that you're a Dulcet. I'm glad in your bio you put the parentheses teacher, because I looked at Dulcet and I went, what is that? Is that like a dance step? What is that, Dulcet?
That's theater, people.
Yeah.
I know. It is.
So tell us about Bailout. That's a web series that you're doing.
Bailout?
Out on bail. What is it?
I'm not out on bail.
You know, it's funny you said never order anything with like sauce or gravy ever again. I guarantee it. Yeah. When you introduced me, did you say the last terrible monologue?
No.
But here in Dallas, it seems like that when they lose, it's everybody hates them, and when they win, everybody loves them,
but when they're on a winning streak, it's not like here we go, we're getting some big dynasty. It's more like, wow, can you believe that?
Call Me Jackie.
Call Me
Yeah,
Jackie.
it's a great title. And so this just covers just your ascension to acting and how you did it. And
I would call it transition. I'm not
Transition.
I'm not sure if it's called ascension,
Well,
but I mean, if you look at it's
maybe
your
you
point
don't
of
call
view,
it
right?
ascension. Yeah, boy.
Transition.
I'd say your rocket science talent came in because you didn't ascend like a jet airplane.
Yeah, rocket ship, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Blast off.
You talk about guerrilla filmmaking here. It's like it was him and it was his buddy Jose and it was the two of them and they did everything.
Ours is more like chimpanzee.
The little bitty monkeys.
I was really surprised at that. And but there was no westerns.
Really?
No westerns whatsoever. No, which is too bad because I've been writing a script that I was hoping to sell to Hollywood. But now that there's no westerns on the top 100 favorite movies of all time, I don't know if I stand a chance. But it was a good one. I was taking the Bonanza Big Valley connection. And I was going to have Ben Cartwright meet Victoria Barkley, and they were going to become the Cartwright bunch, and there was going to be the antics. How long have I been out here? You know all those. Speaking of Fort Worth, all those pictures that you see on the internet, all those pictures of the pickups with the air conditioner stuck in the passenger window, or the old grandma with all her groceries in a basket that's been attached to her riding lawnmower, with her kids in tow, and the other lawnmower that has no engine. And they're going down the street. This is where they come from.
Pretty cool. We had a good fight scene with him. He pulls me out in a headlock while he's talking to Colin on the phone. And then I turn around, I punch him in the stomach, I shove him up there, and he reaches over, grabs a beer bottle, and breaks it over my head, and then he's like, and then he has a transistor radio, and he stuffs it down my pants, and he goes. And then also, okay, so the last thing. This is the last thing. Is did you see where this lady went to Walmart and she bought an SD card for her kids. I don't know, the news report looked like an iPhone, but I guess it's some kind of little computer. I don't know what it was. Mm-hmm. And so she was going to test it in her own computer before she gave it to the kid. She loaded it up, and it was filled with porn.
Huh.
Yeah, it was filled with porn. She was like, just aghast at that, and it made the news, and she was just happy that she checked it out before she just gave it to the kid, and then about 2 hours after that story broke, I saw another report that said that Walmarts across the country were now out of SD cards. So anyway, all right. So
You know perfectly that you are in tune to the car, or the car is in tune with you.
Sort of existential. See,
Yeah.
I know some big words. Well, you almost pronounced
Exactly.
I almost pronounced it right.
Old natural bodybuilder.
OLD?
Old, yes, old natural bodybuilder. That's right. Yeah. Okay, good.
Believe me, I understand old big time. Let me tell you, I understand old. All I got to do is open a jar of pickles, and I'm down for a day and a half. My gosh.
So I started at the Fort Worth Zoo in their program. We went through training. I mean, we had to be able to present about 20-something programs, depending on what school districts
So
were coming.
let me make sure I understand. So, were you teaching a classroom, or is this one of those things where you're standing next to the cage of the zebras, and as the people come by, the African zebra comes from
all of that.
I see.
And what we mainly did was when the school groups would come to us.
Oh, okay.
Then we would take them. We'd do a regular presentation in the classroom, and then take them on a tour of the zoo. Or, depending what they were studying in class, we would go to that school.
And they say that is the most safest place to be when a tornado's coming.
Oh, huh.
Yeah, they say that. They say it's the safest place, and I almost hate to do this. They say it's the safest place to be because there's never been a touchdown there before. Next season, 2015, and kind of figuring this season's pretty much done. And I guess they're kind of going that route because I saw the the theme of the next home game was all fat ladies who sing get in free. So.
One time, I used to do the same thing. I played a terrible slice, and he said, well, you know, when you're holding your club, he said, roll your thumb over instead of holding it down like this. Roll it over. Mm-hmm. So I did that, and it cured my slice and turned it into a hook.
You're overcompensating.
And so anyway, so with that, that Gilligan's Island was born. I don't know. I just read that. I thought that was interesting. So.
Hard to believe.
Yeah, boy, if you're looking at this monologue and you're saying to yourself, it sounds like he just wrote that. Well, it's because I did. So anyway, so I like theater more than anything else, and I know that everybody's sitting at home right now going, "Come on, get on with it, blah blah blah." You like theater, we understand. Okay. So anyway, all right. So now you know a little bit about us and about the show. We're trying to promote. North Texas, but we've got a link to, or a tie, or the possibility of being national. I mean, you got friends.
Why not?
You got friends elsewhere. I got friends elsewhere that might watch this show.
Entirely possible.
At least the first 10 or 12 seconds of it. So we're not saying that we won't have somebody on here that's not from North Texas necessarily. But that's the whole idea behind the show, is to promote our talent here and to get people to see people and events that maybe they wouldn't see ordinarily, and just have a little fun along the way. And that's the main thing. We're just, like our thing said, two old guys with no hope left.
Yes.
Yeah, there you go. So anyway. That's the whole deal, and we're going to stop for a little break here. All right, we've taken enough risk here today, I guess. But, what do we care? I mean, nobody's watching this anyway. We got 20 people. Big deal. What do we care?
Yeah.
Well, thanks for coming.
Thank you guys for having me.
Oh, wait. We got to finish up first.
Okay.
All right. That was Edgar. Thanks for coming tonight, Edgar. And thanks for coming. Hope you liked our show. Be sure and tune in next week when we have, Dennis O'Neill, Tom Young, and Lance Eckrite. That should be a party. Anyway, thanks for coming. Good night.